Hello and welcome, wonderful beings. How are you? I'm Ananda Rose, and I'm so grateful that you are here with me today. And whether you're watching on Ananda Rose or on Light Language Messenger, you are very welcome in my sacred space. Thank you for being here. And I am very excited to be sharing today's message with you. Yes, I was reading off a script. I'm trying something new. I know you'll forgive me. Please forgive me if it sounded very scripted. But we're doing things to make sure that things flow and the channel grows and we're trying new things. And I know you understand it. Right. My sacred space. You're in my sacred space. So let's do a clearing, eh? Hiranachai, Foranachai Matora, Ahemeto Foranachai, Ormachai, Ormachai, Ormachai. Take a moment to keep your feet firmly planted on the ground. Take a deep breath and release. Welcome. Ahe ahu ahe atu ara ayatu araneki itu frena ayatuma al ora ayameshta frekena to franachai. It's about koto ramachai tamafa no to fera nachai to fana. So, wonderful beings. I am recording after sunset today. And the reason for it is I was given the directives by my guides that I should do a light language transmission every day this week. And so I've been doing it. But after yesterday, as I said in yesterday's video, I had that message and I didn't know what was coming up. And so today, as I was going through the day and I took some time to do a meditation or a guided activation, I got a download. And so this is our message. Now, what's happening today? I'm going to talk to you about what I was doing that gave me the download and what my download was. I'm going to share that with you, and then I'm going to do a light language to activate us for it. Yeah, okay. So this afternoon I was doing a activation recording that Brian Scott from the Reality Revolution put up for the day. This one's called Powerful Decrees That Manifest Large Sums of Money. Now, I've been doing Brian Scott's activations and his meditations since probably late December. I was going through some things, and I'm not going to go into all the details. I haven't been going into all the details, but I have been going through some stuff worse than I thought I could ever have, in the sense that, okay, I never experienced it before and it was quite intense. But that was me having to do my shadow work. And so those situations arose because I needed to do some shadow work. And so Brian Scott came back into my space one day and I thought, oh, I'll try this. And I started to do it. Some days I love it. Some days I'm in tune with it. Some days I'm not. But what it really has helped me to do is shift my reality, shift my perspective, and it's helping me bring more together my two timelines, or to the lower timeline to be absorbed into the highest timeline, right? Because we've been having this dual parallel timeline for a while now. I think from about the 15th of November last year, I felt I was quite conscious of my dual timelines. And so I'm finding that doing some of this stuff that Brian Scott is putting out on the Reality Revolution really helpful for me. Right. Now, we all need help. We don't all have the answers. Even though we might be sharing and teaching what we know to others, we still have work to do. None of us are finished with our work. That's my belief. Others may have a different opinion on it, but that's my belief. Okay. So today I was doing that, powerful decrees that manifest large sums of money. And I found my process, I find it difficult sometimes to follow him when he is doing the affirmations. And so I was trying to follow him. I did well most of the time, but other times it was tough. And so I decided I was going to look at the screen instead of closing my eyes, and I was going to read it off the screen. And as I was reading it off the screen, I started to nod off, drop off to sleep. That does happen, as we all know, when we do meditations or activations, right? And so that's what happened to me, and I just left it aside. But in that time, I got a download. and it was almost like an answer to a conversation I'd had with a friend earlier, because I've introduced these activations to some of my friends, not all of them, some of them, and some of them are doing it, and they're going through the motions, and so we're having discussions about it. And so I was talking to my friend about it, and she was talking to me about some of the resistances that she experienced, the resistant feelings she experiences when she does this, or thoughts that come in, and I have them too, so it's normal. And so whilst I was doing this activation, I got the download for this. This is the download I got, that when we are doing some of these meditations and activations to shift our reality when it comes to abundance, and very particularly financial abundance, yes, we are doing it to shift our personal realities, but this is actually a battle we are in. And doing these manifestation meditations or activations with anyone takes us into that battlefield where we then are moving, shifting, bending reality, not just for ourselves, but for the collective. So because I sometimes feel I'm doing this and it's not working, I'm doing this and I can't see the shift, but my energy is contributing to the collective. And so there, in that regard, yes, someone might be experiencing some shift, and maybe that is what we actually contribute to in the times when we don't see it for ourselves. My download was, we are in a battle of some kind, but it's not a battle of weapons. It's a mind shift that needs to happen. And in the time that we're working at shifting our minds, shifting our realities, we're actually supporting the collective to do that. So sometimes if we're doing it and we feel like, hey, I don't feel like it's shifting me, I don't feel like it's doing anything for me, remember that it's done something for someone else. That's my download. That yes, it's happening, but it's almost like we are in that manifestation war. I don't know why I have to say war. Warfare. Let's say warfare. But it's the mind war. It's not physical. It is not vicious. It is just saying the blocks are there for a reason. Until you experience lack, until you see lack in your world, you cannot understand that you need abundance, right? That's the other side of the coin. Or you cannot recognize that there is more to life than what is. That's the reality of it. And I mean, that's an old line, what I told you. You know this, right? You would know this. Unless you see, until you experience what we call the negative side of something, you can't see that you need that positive side, or you're not reaching out for that good feeling thing if you don't have feeling that makes you uncomfortable, right? You have to be uncomfortable in order to reach out for the good feeling thing. That is part of the process. It's part of living here on the planet. So anyway, that was my download, and I'm here to say that we really truly have to remember that. We have to go with that. It is important for us to be at peace with that, because so often we keep thinking, it's me, I'm not shifting my reality because I can't clear my block, whatever. And it is not always like that. It is not okay to blame yourself for it all the time. I do it too. I say it's up to me. It's because I have this mind block. I have shadow work to do. Yes. But sometimes, is it possible that we contracted to this? My question, I put it to you, is it possible that we contracted to be in this kind of peaceful battle? Let's call it a peaceful battle. It's a battle of wills. The battle of wills, the battle to support. Is it more about a soul contract, and it's not just about us individually, but it's about us as a collective? And yes, a lot of the time lack comes from how we're programmed, what we've been brought up with, what we've been witnessing, the ingrained thought patterns of our ancestors, our parents, their parents and their parents. Yes. But is it possible that maybe there's this additional factor that we have a contract, a term in our soul contract to this too now is a mind shift that we have to support the collective through. And the truth is, until you go through lack, you cannot sympathize and empathize with anyone who's going through lack. Yeah? That's it, right? Now, I hope you probably want to say, Rose, that doesn't make me feel any better. And no, I understand. It doesn't make me feel any better too. But I have been asking for what it is that I'm missing in terms of why things have gone the way they have gone in my life. And I've been doing this journey, and I've done this journey so many times over and over again, and I keep bringing it back to me, and there's more work to do, and it's tiresome, and it's like, oh my gosh, not this again. You know, you want to swear sometimes, all that. Yes, but today my download was, is it possible that this that we're going through, yes, we know there's illusion. Yes, there's illusion. There's been a lot of the illusion, right? There's been a lot of the illusion in the last 3 months trying to reaffirm itself and convince us we're still in lack when we're probably not. Because when you think about everything else, we have the fresh air, the freedoms, the peace in our countries, the good weather, all of those things. That's abundance, right? When we have wonderful friends, when we have caring family, all of that is abundance. Abundance is not just tied to money, but it's the money thing that's been really hitting that spot, that's hitting it over and over again. Is it possible that that thing is trying to grab our attention? So I'm encouraging you today, if you're in that situation and you are trying to figure out what is it, how did it get this bad, how is it that there's been no answers, all of those things, I'm encouraging anyone who's in that situation to tune in again and find out if you are one of the financial abundance warriors standing in the gap for the collective. And just remember, like anything else, many of us have come here, and our contract requires us to go through things in order for us to do the work we're supposed to do here. I say that with a straight face, I know. But I do wonder if that's another reality. I spoke about it last year when I talked about child abuse and human trafficking. And I said some people had to go through being abused as children in order to stand in the gap and do their energy work for human trafficking. And, I said that. But I have to wonder, is it possible that we are going through lack of finances because we are the ones to take the collective through into abundance, financial abundance? That's my question. And today I'm going to do a light language to bring down the light codes for us to assimilate this information I've just given you. And in assimilating this information, to process it, to tune into it, to get comfortable with it, to take that on. And I mean it in the sense that to be receptive, to be accepting, because perhaps when we understand why we're going through something, when we get a reason like that, then we understand better and we are able to navigate this better, because that means we're close to breakthrough. When you get an answer like that, it means we're close to breakthrough. It's like when the light goes on. The light, they say that as the light goes on in the head, or the button switched on, and then you're like, oh, that's why. That's what I'm doing here. My focus is on my blocks and my programming and my lack. And I'm trying to shift that, but that's probably not what I should be focusing on shifting. I should be focusing on being empowered, shifting in terms of standing in the gap for myself and the collective. Friends, this is probably not the best message you want to hear about money and lack. And I know when you're going through tough times, Nobody wants to hear this. And I know this because I've been through it. I have had people tell me stuff and I wanted to say to them, just, F off. Don't talk to me about that. What would you know about it? Right? I know about it. Really, really know about it. We do have to talk about these things. We do have to talk about these things because the more we don't talk about it, the more we are not fulfilling our soul's purpose, the more we are not hearing and knowing what other people are thinking and feeling. But this is something I put to you. I am not advertising Brian Scott, but I've got to tell you, there are some pretty good activations and meditations on that channel. And I will put today's one at the end of this video so that you can maybe test it for yourself. Okay? Right. What have I gained in this time that I have been doing the reality revolution activations and meditations? I got a huge shift in perspective. I did one called the bliss healing meditation. And I think I spoke about this in one of my other videos. And I actually felt like I was in a space where I could hear music and I could see the lights and I could feel the taste of fruity lollies in my mouth because it was so twinkly and beautiful. And I've never had a meditation take me into that kind of space before. And healing the body, right? It's bliss healing. It was incredible. And so I've had that experience and I felt then a shift in my psyche. I felt a shift in my thought patterns. I felt a shift in my physical body, in my energy, right? In the last month, I have had two very positive interviews for work. First one, I didn't get chosen. The second one was today, and the expectation in the role and the money they're offering is not enough to, it means I'll still be exactly where I am right now. So, there's, I can't take that. They'll have to give me a higher rate of pay if they want me to do that work. But also they want me to be in the office every day. My guides are not okay with that because I need to be doing this. I know that it doesn't tick the box, but you see, what's the thing about it? The thing about it is that once again, all these things are presenting itself, and now we get to choose. We get to choose according to how we are moving energetically in this time and space in the transformation, right? So that was what's happened. The other thing is I went to Lake Rotoponamu, even when I didn't think I was going. It shifted me. Yeah. And lastly, I got the idea for the 343 series of events that I have been talking about all this week. After doing these meditations and activations, I felt that it shifted me to bring up an idea. It gave me new ideas for doing my work here on the planet. And yeah, the 343 series. I'm going to do the light language transformation, friends. So let's just sit together, have a sip of water. I'm feeling really hot because I've got that bright light on me. And I'm going to hold my crystal. I've got Baxter here. I think he's feeling a little bit hot. I'm holding my selenite, and let's just to cleanse us. Umachai, no foranate, la bakuto nate, la kashtoforanachai, urmechai tefenacha, urchabana to foranachai, tomaramoko tofenate. So, beloveds, teams of lights, we are bringing in a light code now for all of us who have, many will listen to this. I know this, we know this. But if you felt something through this, if you felt like you resonated with it, or even if you didn't resonate, that you wanted to get angry, or that you felt like this anger rise up and you're like, why, Rose? Why would you give me such a message? Please take a moment and ponder and pause, because I believe there is something in this. And so we're going to bring in two light codes, or maybe three. One, for us to have the realization if that is what we are doing here. This lack that's going on in our worlds, the financial lack, not just for ourselves, because talk to people around you. So many people are having to change their lives because of things being financially tough. Okay. So the toughness of finances has got so many things attached to it. Like, for example, well, things are being made difficult for us. That's another attempt to discourage us. And that's not going to actually win because we'll be fine. And also, the planet is going through that age, the change of the age, right? We're going into the age of Aquarius. So systems are breaking down, and what used to work before is probably going to fall down. And we're all in transition. There's so many things contributing to that. But if you are here on the planet right now, going through lack, having had it for a long time, having gone through it, experienced it, done all your clearing work, please, please tune in to whether this is part of your soul contract, and that now, if it's the time for you to come into the realization and realize that you are here, one of the warriors for financial abundance. Right? And so that's the light code, coming into the realization. That's the first one. The second one is absorbing that information, invoking it. The second light code is to absorb it. The third light code is to bring insight, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, bring out what it is, how we navigate from here for financial abundance. Okay? Because remember, when we go through that curtain, when we plow ahead, the rest of the collective does too. Yeah? Because if you're the warriors, if we are the way showers, if we are on the front line, then we are clearing the way for the ones behind us. And that's what that light code is going to empower us to do, but it's also going to give us the mindset, the flow, the insight to bring it all in. Remember, bringing in passive income, bringing in active income, bringing in all of that. Remember that everything on this planet is, you can have a lot of money and you can share it with people. You can have so much money that sharing money with people, helping others, will not necessarily, won't put a dent even in your wealth, right? In your bank account. Because that's what we're capable of. That's what we're capable of. Also, remember that we have shifted. And in shifting, what has happened in shifting? We are no longer those people we were 8 years ago when things were well financially. We have shifted so much. We have done so much of energy work. This time, when money flows in, it flows in with energy. This time, when money flows in, it flows in as as something that is holy. And no matter how much you have of it, you're not worshiping it as you're going to hide it in your bank account and you're keeping it for yourself. You're going to say, I have enough, but I have enough that I can share it with others, and that will ignite into others, into them, the abundance code. The abundance code that then causes them to flourish with the wealth that you are putting out. There is so much for us, friends. There is so much that we can have, that we can manifest. There is so much waiting to come out. It's like right there. You can taste it. You can smell it. You can hear it. You can feel it. You have not just seen it in the bank account yet. Now, let's do this light language transmission. It's bringing all of those codes in. All right, whatever it is, I'm just going to do one transmission. It's going to contain all the codes. I'm not going to do them individually and say which code was what, but let's just go with it. I'm going to take a deep breath. I encourage you to do the same. Let's bring singing bowl into our music, into our light language. Breathing Take 3 deep breaths with me, friends. First, I won't count us in. We're just going to breathe on our own. Welcome. Kurmahe namato. Era machiva kutufaranachai no tufaranachai. Hua 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 na hua we zogla baktua. Zogla bakatuan zal makatuk alati atukran atua khayam o awe no alela matofala no to kramatsuan hirbakutse awe hirama Yawa mdorna judora khamete to bara khaitu forna khaywe wa jawem ya waqtula bakatuku ay tukura bakisku kaitko anto arama khorna ashtena khutsom he we no la kalora rika tita khuri alchura bak jena tawe The light code has a color. It is silver and white with a black tinge, and a pink, a beautiful peachy pink color coming through it. And it's coming through in a so these colors represent all the light codes. Let's breathe again. Now feel them. Feel these codes coming down in these colors, and they are just swirling into your energy space. Just feel it in the mind space, in the mental space. And feeling it in the physical space, feel it in the heart space. Yes, there's sorrow, and there is heartache, and there is pain and suffering. Yes, we have gone through this. This light code is saying no more. This light code is saying, now that you've come to the realization of who you are, what you're doing here, why you're going through this, come into it. Come into it, absorb it, receive it. It's going through your energy fields. It's going into the auric field. It's going into the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body. And it's just flowing in, clearing. And it's very gentle. I can feel it all over us. I can see it. Sometimes the black tinging with the white and the silver is looking a little bit gray, and then it mixes with a little bit with the pink, and then you're getting this slight lilac color. But hey, Waya, 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 wana. Waya nete waya wakamoa. Yamaruma heya ushenea. Yamahurenete awam. Yaurama hayen awote yahoam. Irmachanatena Irmachayetena. I am thankful, I'm so thankful. Oh, beloved ones, I'm so thankful to the universe, to my higher self, to your higher selves, to our teams of light, for holding on, for holding the faith that we come through, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. This information, this knowledge, this understanding was too high for us before now. So here we are, ready to absorb this, ready to embrace this, our soul contract. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, wow. I feel like there's so much more going on here, friends. So much more energy. So much more going on right now. I feel tearful and I feel emotional. Beloveds, that amnesia we chose was for a reason. Because maybe if we knew before now, we would have said, no, not going to do it. In this lifetime, after being born here, because who would choose it, right? Who would choose it? So much love and light to all of you. And to all of us. Trust in our processes. I know one day we will get to tell our story. One day we will get to say the truths that we don't usually speak of. And people will then know how intense the pain, the suffering, and the challenges and the tests have been. Galactic warrior, peaceful warrior. Now, financial abundance, a warrior. You have been carrying the torch. We have been carrying the torch and the light, and we are the way showers. And you think, how can I be a way shower? I've lost everything, or I don't have much to show. I haven't had that life of success. That's the point. That is what you've been the way shower for. Yeah, That is what We've Been the Way show was for, to say life can be tough and you can still come through. I didn't want to be anyone's education. I know many of you didn't want to be anyone's education. But such is it. That's what we came for. That is it. Friends, thank you so much. Please take some time to ground yourself. Have some water. Go and have a cry if you feel you need to. We shifted some things today, and sometimes we just need to, you know how when you feel like, is it really over? Is it really over? I have to see it to believe it. I'm going to say, I don't know if it's really over. What I do know is that I'm here in this time and space awakening to this realization or to this reality. Coming to that download, coming to that realization. Some of us have no idea how intense our contract is. And for you to have a contract with intense terms in it means this is not a stroking of the ego, but it's to say that perhaps that is it, right? Advanced being, many lifetimes on the planet. Maybe this is the last lifetime on the planet. And so that is why the intensity is that way. Sometimes we worry we will leave before enjoying the fruits of our dreams. I am to say, we are always taken care of. And if that actually happens to us, we will be okay. That would be the contract, because what is after this is like what? Paradise, right? Yeah. Okay. And just remember, galactic warrior that you are. Galactic warrior. Galactic warrior. Because if you're not coming back to Earth, it's not like you're going to go and you might for a time go to an island and lie on the beach and sip on pina coladas, but back on the mission not very long after that, right? Yeah. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, beloveds, for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for subscribing. And also, if you haven't signed up for 343 event of series of events, for the 343 series of events, and if you feel like you want to, and again, please feel it intuitively, and if you feel like you want to, I will put the links down below for you, and I'll catch you there maybe, or at the next light language transmission, which is probably tomorrow. Thank you so much. Much love. Namaste.